Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. So, chosen, I was sitting here and I heard clear as day. You chosen people think you are so special. And I couldn't do anything but laugh. I'm like, wow, the energy is in the atmosphere. Folks recognize who you are. And it's definitely ruffling some feathers here. But what's interesting, some of you might have seen this movie. It's actually a pretty old movie with Samuel L. Jackson and Mel Gibson. You can see the characters or the actors in the movie right here in this picture. This movie called Glass is very interesting because pretty much these three men had supernatural powers, gifts, and abilities. And there was a strong agenda to convince the world that these types of people did not exist. Not only to convince the world that people with supernatural abilities did not exist, but to also convince these people who possess the supernatural gifts that they themselves were mentally insane. And there's this term that, the powers that were have come up with, and it's called grandiose delusions, also known as delusions of grandeur or expansive delusions, which is a type of delusion that involves an unfounded belief that someone is special, powerful, or wealthy. People with grandiose delusions may also believe that they are famous, successful, or have a special mission. These delusions can have religious, supernatural, or science fictional themes. People with grandiose delusions may be convinced of their own importance and resist attempts to convince them they are wrong. Now, this is what's interesting about this. Who's the ops that's interested in convincing someone that they are not wealthy, they are not special, they are not successful, they are not powerful? Who are the people that are so invested in how someone thinks about themselves that they will put out a actual diagnosis to tell the world or specific groups of people that you are not powerful? You're not as powerful as you think you are. You're not as successful. You're not as great, to the point where they will try to make you think that you have a mental illness to think so highly of yourself. Does that not speak volumes about the powers that were and those people who have taken on that position of labeling folks based on their own insecurities? Is there anyone walking the face of the earth, chosen, that can tell you that you're not as powerful as you think you are? That you're not as successful, that you're not as wealthy? Even if your bank account reads -0, who can tell you that you are not wealthy when you understand that you are a child of the Most High Mother and Father, who is the creator of all things, who creates all things, and so therefore all of those things created is inherently yours? Who are these people that is so invested in convincing you that you are not special that they will place you into the category of mental insanity? That lets you know that off the break, you got enemies anytime they'll come up with an actual diagnosis for the amount of power that you possess. You are special. But you have people out here that will say, oh, you think you're so special. And these are the same people who made you feel special in a very low vibrational way for a very long time, because they set you aside and made you feel inferior and told you that you wasn't good enough and told you that you wasn't never going to be nothing. And they treated you differently, whether it was amongst your family, your friend circle, your peers at school, your co-workers. They always placed you in a specific category, sitting you over there. Oh, you think you're better. Or, oh, you XYZ, or I don't like the way you carry yourself. I just don't like them for some reason, right? So they put you in this special category all of your life. But the moment that you awaken and you actually accept the fact that you truly are special, not in an inferior way, but in a very high vibrational, powerful way, folks start getting mad. And they want to start telling you that you have grandiose delusions, that you just think you're so special. But it was okay when you were special in a, in a unhealthy way, in a low vibrational way. It was okay when you were set aside in that energy and you didn't feel good about yourself. But now that you remember who you are and you know the royalty that you possess and you recognize that your special it begins in your DNA. It begins in the expression of your DNA. It goes back into your past lives. It's in your Akashic records. This is energy that, it was untapped potential, but now you tapping in. Your special is literally, yes, exactly what they described here. Having spiritual gifts, power, wealth. Okay, they're telling you that this is science fiction, or you're a conspiracy theorist. You're living in a fantasy. You're delusional. What do you mean you're a co-creator? What do you mean you're powerful enough to take down the powers that were? What do you mean you're breaking generational curses and you are already a millionaire when I can clearly see that you don't have $1 million? These are people who want to convince you that the power and the confidence and the courage that you have been able to pull from within yourself and build within yourself is now a delusion. So you go from one extreme to the next. That's how you know the world is crazy. You ain't crazy. The world is crazy because they're never satisfied. See, when you walking around with your head low and you're saying, yeah, I'm special because nobody likes me. I'm special because I'm inferior. I'm special because I'm in lack. Oh, they accept that special. There is no diagnosis for that special. That's the one that you can claim loudly and you can proclaim it proudly. And no mental doctor, no so-called health professional will give you a label based on that energy. They'll tell you, yeah, it's true. You are poor. You are, in fact, inferior. You do lack power. I'm sorry to tell you. Yeah, you in the slums and you likely going to stay there. Come on and get some assistance from the government, Let us give you a couple of pills to make you feel a little bit better about your lack. Right? But the moment that you snap up out of that energy, and in spite of your circumstances, you walk with royalty, you carry yourself with royalty, you walk into any room and they know you are God. They know you're a goddess. But how is that possible when you come from the same neighborhood as them? How is that possible? We talking about those who think they've made some form of status. You walk into a room of people that might live in a ritzy neighborhood or that might have some high class, maybe 6-figure or more positions. And you walk in there with, you are far more royalty than even they are. You recognize the power that you possess. You can sit at any table and not feel inferior. Who the hell do you think you are, chosen? Is that not grandiose delusion? If you can't bring forth the tangible evidence to prove your power, to prove your wealth, to prove the fact that you're special, then who the hell do you think you are to carry yourself as such? You better hold that head down. You better slunch them shoulders over. You better look down when you walk past. You better say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, and recognize your position. That's where the powers that were need you to be at this point. And this is why they come up with these labels. But this movie is so interesting because just like many other movies and sitcoms and things that the powers that were put out there for so-called entertainment, you are able to obtain a lot of what's going on within their inner circle. Entertainment. Okay, you are obtaining what's going on in the inner circle of these secret societies that runs the media and pretty much everything else, at least for now, right? They are telling you the agenda. They are telling you that, yes, moving into the age of Aquarius, oh, yeah, these chosen beings are going to awaken. Their DNA is getting ready to get activated. The sun is getting ready to be, definitely helping them to express that royalty gene. the earth is getting ready to balance out their energy and to awaken those spiritual gifts. The water is getting ready to awaken those intuitive nudges. The wind is getting ready to breathe life back into them. Like every part about the elements and the shifts that's happening in the atmosphere is getting ready to awaken these people. And so we must be intentional about putting out a diagnosis for this. Because we cannot have them out here thinking that they are who they say they are. Because they understand the powers that were recognized, that when you know something to be true, then you are in fact just that. They have always known the power of the mind, the power of the thoughts, the power of manifestation through your thoughts. They have always been aware of this. And this is why their agenda has been the exact opposite. They have wanted you to believe the exact opposite about yourself. You are inferior. You are subhuman. You are poor. You are in lack. You are powerless. You lack strength. You are weak. This is what they fed into you and beat into your ancestors. Because there was a time when we walked with royalty. We knew who the hell we were. Okay, since the beginning of time, we knew who we were. We knew the power that we possessed. And this is why you see so many artifacts all across the globe where even today, with all of the technology, they still can't figure out how to put it together or how, what type of mind could these people have possessed to be able to create in such a way. They recognize the amount of potential that you have as a chosen being. And oh my goodness, when you come into remembrance of that, their objective is to put it right back to sleep. Oh, if we can, all right, well, let's observe them. We have this written in the our dictionary of psychological diagnosis. And so if you find someone is walking around, they're saying that they're wealthy when they're not, if they're saying they're powerful when they're not, if they're saying that they're successful or famous when they're not, if they are saying that they possess supernatural powers when they don't, if they are saying that they are XYZ, 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 they have a specific mission. They have a specific assignment. They are specially selected. Oh, we have a diagnosis specifically for that. And so if you catch them, let us know. That's the little pawns that's floating around working for the powers that were, that's jealous of the fact that you, in fact, are the chosen one. So now they're watching to see, oh, check mark. Oh, they're checking off on this. Yeah, that diagnosis says that. Yep, check mark right there. Yeah, let's see if we can lock them up. Let's see if we can throw away the key. But see, if you watch this movie Glass, that backfired tremendously on the powers that were, because they locked these people up in this movie, right? And they were so smart that they stayed steps ahead of the powers that were, to the point where they exposed themselves by the time it was all said and done at the end. You got to watch the movie. I don't want to be that spoiler alert person. But that just goes to show you that everything must be exposed. Everything must be confirmed. Everything must be revealed in the age of Aquarius, the age of I know. We are no longer in the age of I believe, where your mind can be easily convinced by someone else's agenda. No, this is the I know age. And so it ain't no more I believe I'm powerful. I think I'm strong. I think I might be chosen. No, you walking around with confidence and you are expressing I am a god. I am a goddess. I am powerful. I am chosen. I am a child of the Most High Mother and Father. I am royalty. Who's going to check me, boo? I don't care what's in your diagnosis book. I see your agenda from miles ahead. You put that out there before the age of Aquarius hit, because you understood what was getting ready to happen. You understood the power that was getting ready to awaken. They understood that this would be the time of awakening and rebirth, and that the sleeping, that the dead, the walking dead, was getting ready to awaken and come into remembrance of who you are. So when they go around, when you have people going around trying to convince you that you're crazy, and they making all of these movies, because you best believe it's going to be a lot more movies coming out, just like that Glass movie, where they're going to try and make things to subconsciously plant into your mind that you are not who you think you are. You're not who you know you are. You're not who you believe you are. No, you are, in fact, mentally imbalanced. But they know that that's the furthest from the truth, because their biggest fear is you knowing this, creates this energy. You knowing that you're wealthy makes you wealthy. You knowing that you're powerful makes you powerful. You knowing that you have a divine mission makes you fulfill that divine mission. You knowing that you're special and set aside makes you act in a way where you show the world that you are special and set aside. And this is their greatest fear, because that means that you have walking gods and goddesses right here on this earth. And that is something that they cannot take down. I don't care with what technology, I don't care with what missiles, they can't stop it. And it begins to take off. It begins to spread. That energy that you have begins to spread. And then suddenly we don't need them. We never needed them. But suddenly you're aware of the fact that we don't need them. Suddenly you become aware of the fact that these people are poison to the earth. And as a god and goddess, it's your position to clear out all poisons, right? Not just within yourself, but outside of yourself. So then you start doing declarations. Then you start calling judgment. Then you start speaking truths that they think you too afraid to bring forward because of ridicule and judgment. You don't give a damn about ridicule and judgment because you know who you are and whose you are. So the next time somebody tells you think you're special, absolutely I'm special. I've been special all my life, except now the special that I possess is one where I recognize the royalty that's within me. I hope you recognize it too. And keep it moving. They just going to have to get over it, because you got walking gods and goddesses on this earth, and there's going to be many more that awaken and step forward in our royalty and take back our royal seat. So they better get used to it. They better get real comfortable with it. So that's my message for you all. Who do you think you are? I love you. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all next time.